Bumper cars?
Yeah. We'll do our song Bumper Cars. It's about the carnival. But all just one more time, I recognize the need to side, but I don't think that we're quite there yet. Breathe it in and breathe it out, but all it did was sow the doubt, and I don't think that we're quite there. The smallest consolation prize is that we won't ever talk about this anymore, but I still left to come back, to come back. Now we sit here side by side and watch just as our lives collide. And did we ever think twice? It's back and forth like bumper cars. We wonder how we got this far. And if you'd only close your eyes, then you'd say the irony. On and on with longer days, and now we go our separate ways. Memories we never made, clear the saints and on display. The smallest consolation prize is that we won't ever talk about this anymore, but I still left to come back and run away with you.
Nice.
Tune your whack guitar.
Oh man, that's guitars and who knows what.
Awesome. All right, for anybody, I put this in the chat, but just a reminder that we have this set up where they can all see your lovely faces. No one can see each other. So if you don't feel too camera shy, turn them on. It's that way you can give silent claps and also just eye entertainment for them. So they're playing to beautiful faces versus names in a black screen. So
I think it's you.
that's my public service announcement.
Thank you.
On to the next song.
We need all the faces.
And Dan needs all the tuners in the world.
Sorry.
We made the executive decision to tune to D standard right before we started.
Guys,
After traveling literally across the country with these guitars. And they've gone through all kinds of altitudes and all kinds of heat. And then we're like, you know what?
moisture, the whole thing. Let's go.
Exactly. We're like, what if we just tuned all the strings to be like rubber bands? And now, surprisingly, they won't stay in tune. So
Shocking.
It's a work in progress, we'll say.
There you go.
All right. What other songs are we playing today, Dan?
Let's
What do we got? We want to play kites?
we're doing
We're
kites.
doing kites. Well, we have a vague
Yeah.
set list that we're trying to stick to.
This is a song that we put out now like 2 months ago, a little under 2 months or so.
It was in June.
Yeah, it was in June.
I don't know how time works.
Yeah. Hey, but Kellen Quinn liked it. That's all.
Oh
that
yeah.
matters.
He said it was clever.
Oh. All right. You ready to
Gonna give us
hit this one?
that lead in?
Yeah. it so you won't forget it, how the days have flown with cicadas harmonizing through the summer nights, or when I sleep alone and dream of you so long ago. I'm trying nights, or when you're not at home, sleeping sound, you're not alone. You're trying. Give me if I seek, the answer's not provided. Why I can't feel scared, but all the second guessing does paralyze, conflating, causing words, filling in the glaring blanks like mad libs of the heart. Subtle pointers here and there, no framing from the start. With cicadas harmonizing through the summer nights, through when you sleep alone and dream of you so long ago. I'm trying nights, through when you're not at home, sleeping soundly, not alone. You're trying. To pick myself up out of bed and face the mirror's reflection, I'd rather face the sheets instead. The craziest lie with me, I don't want to tell you how about that night, still drifting like a wayward kite. I'm trying. I remember how you said that I should leave and fill the gaps of memories of flying. You're diving in the crowds that cloud my mind.
Another one down.
Beautiful. All right. As a reminder, the show is not all about me asking them questions, but a lot of you all asking them questions instead. So if you guys have a question, you can raise that little Zoom emoji so I know to pick on you, and they'll be able to hear your voice. While we wait for those to come up, the two questions I always like to ask artists, and you got a little sneak peek because I usually don't ask the opener these, so you got a little taste. First off, let me know how you guys, again, the question I asked Steven, was music the first artistic love you both had? Or was there something else that you fell in love with first creatively?
I know that the first artistic love that I had, and this is a tragic ending, was I wanted to be an artist, just like a classic painter, yeah. And I took we had a program called Talented Art in elementary school, I think it was, and you had to like take a test, and they would let you know if you were talented enough as like a 5-year-old. And I painted an octopus, and they said that because I'm always like hyper correcting everything I do, that I apparently like painted over it so many times it just looked like a Van Gogh painting. It was like this thick, and they're like, "Yeah, you're not talented at art." So that was my first foray into the arts, and then I was like, "Well, I guess I'll." My sister is 6 years older than me, and she would always listen to Blink-182 growing up, and I was like, "Oh, I like this. I feel like I could do this."
That's some art that I could do.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great.
And I feel like first off, that's just such a tragic way to crush a child. Like, yeah, your art is not good enough for you to do art ever again. So you're gonna need to just knock it off.
You're gonna need to sell out because this is not gonna work right here.
Have different dreams.
That
would be super great.
Just take all the dreams you have and kill them now. And maybe in 10 years, you'll get some new ones that might lead you somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like I didn't even have the dream crushing part of it. I was just a wildly uncreative child. I have a distinct memory of when I was starting at my kindergarten, they had like a little pre-starting like interview where they like get to know you and stuff. They like ask like random stuff, not really information, but just try to like kind of get a handle on who you are. And they're like, "Can you skip?" And I was like, what is that? What does that mean? They're like, like skip. And I didn't understand it. So they're like, it's like when you walk and jump at the same time. So I would like walk and then I jumped and then I would take one step and then I would jump again. I was like, that's skipping. So that's how my creative brain works, is it doesn't. But I found music and somehow figured out my way around the guitar.
There you go. There you go. And you found somebody else that you could just focus on the guitar versus having to sing and play guitar.
Exactly. I knew that wasn't even an option. If I can't even skip, then I need to really just stick to one thing.
One thing. We're gonna focus on one thing. All right. So for you guys, secondarily, the reason I like to ask the success question is because there's no right answer, but mainly that even with what we got with Steven's answer, like I always joke in the film world, like you could have an indie filmmaker and a major motion picture want to be like I want to make as much money in this industry as possible. If I handed one Transformers 10 and the other one Transformers 10, one's going to be like, I've made it. And the other one's going to go, this is the worst thing that could ever have happened to my career. What is life? So it's a very beautiful question to ask people because there is no right answer, but it almost gives a feel of what the artist is kind of doing it for, because some like critical acclaim, some like, notoriety, popularity, some want to just play for big audiences, and some just want to make art. So for both of you all, what does success look like?
Success for us is, honestly, it's, I'm kind of just now stealing Steven's answer, but honestly, I'd say that, we feel like we've already had some success just in the fact that like we have our amazing manager, Tate Logan, is currently in the call right now. And he has that. I remember when he reached out to us over email, like a little over a year ago, we just put out our debut album and, it did like better than we thought it would, but still fine. It got a few streams and things like that. And Tate was like, hey, I'm interested in managing you guys. And we knew him from his band Happy. And we just were like, what? This is insane. And I think like since that moment, it's for us, I feel like every little notch of success is honestly, as cliche or cheesy as it sounds, like for sure, just when we connect with one of our fans who's like, you guys have meant so much to me over the time that I've listened to you, and you've really helped me through things and things like that. And honestly, I remember the first time we got one of those and we were like, all right, wrap it up. We're done.
We're done.
We've found success.
We've succeeded.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is there any difference for either of you individually with that question or no?
I would say I think I agree with that. I think for me, the thing that gives the band the most value, both I think to me and as a vehicle for like positively impacting other people, is getting that feedback, basically hearing that like, hey, this thing that you did has somehow, either in a small way or a large way, improved my life in a way that would be missing if that music wasn't there. So I think for me, it's all about just knowing that we make an impact on other people. I think, yeah, like Daniel said, like pack it up, like success is there. As long as we've improved one person's life, like, all right, we did our goal.
And we want to sell out.
Well, yeah. But like the second thing is like, if I could be like 6'3", that would be.
All right, there we go. Got the orders. I will say it's funny that I read this. I forget where it was. It might've been All Press or something, but they said it was looking at when sellout in the pop punk world became cool, because Real Big Fish in the 90s wrote a whole song about sellout and like how pathetic it is. And now it's like, if you've sold out, people are like, dude, bro, like, how'd you sell out? Like, can't be with you.
No, that's really interesting.
People are out here trying to make money.
Yeah. It's so funny where it used to be like, oh, what a freaking sellout, to like, whoa, he sold out. Like, I want to aspire to be like that guy.
Like, are you telling me that you're still playing music and you're not like living in poverty? Like, that's amazing. Like, I want that.
All right. Before I take some community questions, let's do this based on, I want to keep getting into more music. Can you guys can we do 2 more? Do you guys mind?
Oh yeah. We have 5 prepared.
Woo.
and no more, no
Don't
less.
You ever ask for a second?
We will not be doing an encore. All right. I'm gonna do Morning Glory.
Yeah. This is a song called Morning Glory. It is about a flower, which is the morning glory.
How does this one go? Is it?
It's all right. meant what I said about these pictures. Never tell the story. Tell the story. It hit us harder than it should. I rushed to leap but never look. I never could.
Never could.
Fill our thoughts up to the brink. I'm quick to act but never think. And suddenly, all our summers stare at fluorescence, watching days go by, second guessing I meant what I said about these pictures. Never tell the story. Patiently we wait in line and set aside these warning signs. Thought that we would be the ones, two equal parts greater than sums. Shout from our lungs. Potential greater than shown. Regret revealed in undertones. We should have known.
We should have known.
And all our summers stare at fluorescence, watching days go by, second guessing I meant what I said about these pictures. Never tell the story. Patiently we wait in line and set aside these warning signs. But now our dreams have lost the weight of a guarantee and waver on so unrecognizably. I meant what I said about these pictures. Never tell the story. And patiently we wait in line and set aside these warning signs. When I lose my way, I watch the morning glories bursting up from buried soil. When I got my head against the sideboard panels, think of you and wish for better days. Woo! But each morning glory blooms on. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Let me do this. If anybody has a quick question they want to ask the guys, throw up that little emoji hand on Zoom. I'm gonna let you unmute yourself and ask them, and then we'll get into a fourth song. Do you have any volunteers?
Yeah.
Or if you don't know how to do it, because I know there's a lot of people like me who struggle with tech, as anyone who was here at the early days knows that I often muted people by accident at the wrong possible times of the show. You can just raise your real hand if that's easier.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why when everyone asks with like Discord, I'm like, let me tell you about Discord. One, I fucked it all up at the start. Two, this is how you work it now. All right, Steven, I think you can unmute yourself because you're a co-host. So you're special right now. You should be able to. Oh, the video disappeared, but now it's here.
My bad. I still don't know how Zoom works and shit. Yo.
It's okay.
So real question. Sorry, I gotta get like past my like sarcastic bullshit, but like real ass question.
Yeah.
So when like COVID hit, what was your like first thought? Like, did you have like tours lined up, or like what was going through your head when that moment happened? Because for me, the moment happened when the NBA canceled that game and there was COVID happening, and I was like, oh, this is real. So what went through your head as musicians, from a musician's perspective?
Well, it was funny because we COVID hit, and then we were like, let's release an album, and we
like,
can't.
whoops.
Yeah, we can't tour on it. So
we were sitting on this album. What better time to release it than when everyone is stuck at home and has nothing to do with listen to music?
yeah.
And then we forgot about touring, and it's been now almost 2 years.
No, well, it's basically we knew that we'd had this album, and we were kind of like waiting to put it out back in 2020. Yeah, and it was
early 2020.
we were like getting it all ready, and it dropped April 1st, to give you an idea. So it was uploaded to Spotify like February 28th.
Yeah.
For that, yeah.
It was uploaded just before the pandemic. And then we found out about the pandemic, and then we're like, well, guess we're just gonna go ahead as scheduled.
Yeah, it was basically then you just shift, and you're like, all right, we are like an online act now. Like we gotta make a TikTok. We gotta get into this now, because the fact is, like, we wanted people to hear the album that we had just put out. And it was funny though, because like now, I mean, that was honestly kind of our first real like debut of anything that was big, beyond a couple singles here and there. So like to pretty much anyone that has listened to us, we are just an online band. And so it's been really funny now. Like we now have talking to booking agents, and we're booking things, and we're like, what is this? Like this is we're gonna actually meet people.
You're like, wait, being in a band isn't just existing online and releasing music alone in your room, basically, which is what it had been up until that point.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your answer. I'm happy that I could ask that question.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It's a
thank
great
you,
question.
Steven.
Deuces. I'm
It's
gonna
always
stay, but like deuces on the mic.
It's always fun when I hear an artist to artist question. We had some guys from the home. I told you guys about the Arrows in Action show. We had like the home team dropped in, and the Arrows in Action guys dropped in for their show, and then they were like drilling each other back and forth, which was always entertaining to ask what artists or musicians ask each other. So that's awesome. All right, I promise the next song.
Let lovely people ask their questions, so I'm not gonna. I got 20 more for you, but let's keep going.
Let's get into another song first, and then Steven, if no one raises that emoji hand, I'll just unmute you and you can go to town. Just fire hose them.
Yeah, we want to get fire hose.
All right, so what's the next song? Because I'm gonna ask for 6. That's what you said I get to do on this, right?
Oh, we said 7 actually. Yeah.
Okay, good. I got a dirty dozen in my mind. I'll start going.
Anywhere from 7 to 12. Okay, you want to?
Also, I am gonna fire hose the shit out of you later. So just,
Oh, I'm fully prepared for whatever that is.
I think we're both in LA right now, so we can definitely fire hose each other.
Yeah, I'm in LA, so I'm down for anything.
All right, this one is New Hampshire.
Yeah, it sure is.
This is a song called New Hampshire. New Hampshire is also a state in the Northeast.
Is that what that is?
I
thought like there was a Hampshire, and you're like, I'm ready for Hampshire
right.
too.
New Hamster
New
is what it was. It
Hampshire,
was about my old hamster passed away.
Yeah,
so.
I wanted to call it New Gerbils. All right.
Yeah. All right, you ready? Here we are. Never made that trip to New Hampshire, left days in searching for answers, and you told me, but you only lied to yourself. Lie to yourself. We speak low beneath.
That's the second verse, you clown.
Wait, no, I'm gonna take from the first one. So these words stretch farther
That's the
every
words.
day.
We wrote these songs.
The gaps begin to blur while all the bells feel out the same. Still, I'd rather fall into. Instead, you had me fall with you. I've lost the words to say. Never made that trip to New Hampshire. Left days in searching for answers. And you told me, but you only lied to yourself. But slander my name aloud. I assure you I never made a sound. Complications cry wolf again. We speak low beneath the trees.
There it is. That's what those words
Here's
do.
the second verse.
Woo!
To navigate the shade with ease. still I'd rather fall into. Instead you had me fall with you. I've lost the words to say.
Solo.
They said it could be done.
Save your breath, determined to make a scene. Looking back, we laugh on account of these fabrications. Allegations cry wolf again. Thought a lot about it this Christmas. It's all but seen on a mist. You told me, but you only like to sell. Never made the trip to New Hampshire. Left days searching for answer. You told me, but you only lie to yourself. Burn the picture, stories and memories. One superstar is of enemy. Vacations cry open again.
No,
About
Thank
what
you.
I love about this week, man, is this, that we have had, you know, steadily as this season's like, or season, I'm talking like it's a TV show, as this weekly show has progressed, we've had like bands blowing my mind with how more and more polished and professional they're getting. And then Nick Thompson comes in and all of a sudden butchering his songs. It's so fun and like laid back. And you guys are just continuing the trend. And I mean that in all the best ways. It's just fun. It's just playful. I feel like it's become more playful this week. So I don't know what's in the water this week, but both y'all, we're just back in playful mode. Screw professionalism. I'm back in like fun mode.
No, we cornered the market of polished unprofessionalism, where we don't take anything seriously, but we take that seriously.
Right.
So we're not here to waste anybody's time except our own.
Right.
There you go.
We're just two
We
clowns.
take seriously how unseriously we take ourselves. So don't fuck with us.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, let me do this. Jordan, I'm going to unmute you so you can ask a question.
Oh, Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question is, what is your favorite show that you've gone to?
Favorite show?
Yeah,
Favorite show? Matthew, you should go
Wait,
first.
like television show or show that we've played?
like concert show.
Okay. I feel like we're both gonna pull the same one, but so there's this legendary venue in Baton Rouge.
We're our hometown.
Yeah, we're from called Culture Bar, and it's this bar that just has no business existing in between LSU, the college, and then downtown Baton Rouge. And the area around it is slowly being overtaken by LSU, but the guy that runs the place owns this bar, so it's just in the middle of nowhere.
It's literally like just like a bar in the middle of a field. You have to like walk like a quarter of a mile into the field just to. I don't even know like where his electricity comes from, or if he's like making it
there's
as
like a guy in the back line, like a cycle just traveling.
It's that New Hamster, is
Yeah,
what that is.
it's the New Hamster.
Yeah.
And we played a show there several years ago, and while we were playing, we noticed over to the side, Olu is the name of the owner. It's a reggae bar. I don't know why he let us as a pop punk
I would
band
just
play there.
call every single venue like, hey, I know you don't want us, but we're gonna play. And they're like,
Right.
all right, fine, just come play.
And Olu is the greatest because he would always answer the call. And we were playing, and in the middle of our set, I look over and I see him at the grill making jerk chicken. And he's just straight up grilling jerk chicken 5 feet away from the stage. And so for the rest of the set, all I can think about is like, I need to get off stage as soon as possible
Yeah.
so I can enjoy this delicious jerk
Yeah,
chicken.
and I mean, it was a good show too. It was like pretty packed. It was outside, which is always fun. And like people were just having a really good time. And then he was like, jerk chicken for everyone. And he brought us jerk chicken. The only catch here,
There's one caveat.
all that glitters is not gold, my friends, because we both took big bites
Right.
into it. It was like totally
It was
pink.
mildly, extremely raw.
Yeah.
And he did try his best. So he gets an A for effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then he also gets a D for salmonella.
And you have to be polite, so you're like, yeah, I'm gonna finish the rest right when I get home.
Yeah, in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You're like, it's so good. Give me the rest of it so I can take it all home
Yeah.
and not give it to our fans because I want to hoard all of this right now.
Yeah. So that was a good one.
It was a
That
good
one.
one.
That one comes to mind.
There's another good memory from that show that I remember in the middle of our set. I don't know who found it or what happened, but we're playing, and all of a sudden a flower pot just flies by in front of the stage and just lands and shatters. I don't know where they got it. They must have found the flower pot, but they destroyed it. It was the saddest thing, but it was very
sad.
confusing.
Rest in peace to that flower.
flower.
It looked like maybe like a geranium.
Yeah, I think that's a flower. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of those, or like a daffodil. I think is a flower. So yeah, good show all around.
Yes, thank you, Jordan, for the question.
No problem.
All right, so I can't believe this. We're like already almost out of time, but I'm going to give one bonus question to anyone who wants it, if somebody wants it. And Steven is going to get it if nobody else raises his hand. So, Tate, the manager coming in.
Okay, did it unmute? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's Tate.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make it easy, but I always like this question. If you could have written any song on the planet, what would it be? And you have to give different answers.
Goddamn. Okay.
Okay.
I like that you made him split on this one. Good job, Tate.
Thanks.
I am going to say I'm gonna take Leica by
Ooh.
Boston Manor. That song is, to me, the perfect song. I think Boston Manor is super, super talented. And I remember when that song came out, and it was obviously still like an emo pop punk song, but I just remember the instrumentation in like the second verse, the way that they started adding in some jazz chords, and there's some sevenths in there and things like that. And I was like, whoa, this is really impressive. And the whole song is just perfect to me.
That is a banger for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna steal Dan's usual answer for this one, which is Feeling This by Blink-182.
Yeah. Feeling
That's a good one.
Is
So good.
a perfect song. I feel like every part of that song does what it's supposed to do and doesn't overstay its welcome. It gets through it. They all sound different. It's a song that I feel like if you sat down to write a song, it'd be really hard to write those parts and feel like they go together. So then to like have the confidence in it to then record it as it is and then release it like this is a song and it just be as successful. Like it's just an impressive feat of songwriting.
Yeah.
I really love that you guys gave such like honest, earnest answers and not just like Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas" like as a cash grab. Like,
Well, how much time do you have? Because yeah,
well, thank you for answering my question, boys.
I mean,
in a week.
the fun thing with Feeling This also is if you had said to me, like, we're going to put a samba beat into a song and it's going to be awesome.
Right.
Like awesome. And also to me, that shows though, I feel like in the line of pop punk, it's like your first record announces you to the world. Your second one, I know this was like beyond 3, but like your second one kind of shows like you can do the genre well. And then your third one, you got to do something that takes it like, okay, we're like going to reinvent the genre. And I feel like they're self-titled specifically, like Feeling This, and there's so many on that, was like, we're going to show you how we can make a song pop punk in a way that your like mind's just going to be blown. Case in point, Travis Barker's just going to rock a samba beat.
Yeah,
And,
right.
No.
and it's going to sound awesome over power chords. Like, and we're going to just do that in vocals, and that's just going to ride the whole chorus out. Like, done.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
No,
if you had told me that the thing that would make the best pop punk album is an incredible
cowbell.
amount of tension between the two songwriters,
Yeah.
where they're like, I want this, and like, no, I want this, and like, fuck you, we're gonna do both of those things, and it somehow works. And you're like, wow, it turns out you just have to hate each other, and then you can write an amazing album.
And cowbell. I mean, as Will Ferrell once said, more cowbells.
More
always the
cowbell.
answer.
Gotta have more cowbell.
Exactly.
All right, Tiffany, I can't not let you ask a question because you are now
See that
one
hand
of the pop punk. I've loved adding you to this community because you are all in. So I'm unmuting you now, letting you go.
Do I have time?
Oh,
We're going over. We're gonna ask these
Okay.
guys to play 6 more songs. We're having fun tonight.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm sorry if I repeat this question because I wasn't here for like half of it.
No worries.
If you could play any other instrument besides the guitar or any other instrument that you already know, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
Okay, that's a good one.
Okay, kind of to Richie's point about like you got to reinvent the genre to really stay relevant. I would want to say some kind of like far east style
Yeah,
instrument,
like a
like
sitar.
like a sitar or something, or like the koto, the Japanese
Yes,
instrument.
yeah.
I'm gonna take koto. That's
Okay.
this a beautiful instrument. In high school we had like the Japanese Cultural Association put on a show, and I was like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. It's just this giant instrument, and I
It's only
would
3 strings.
yeah, but it's big. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
It's a huge body.
Yeah, and so I would take koto and I would try to make koto pop punk.
Yeah.
Would be
We'll have to come up with a clever name for that.
yeah.
But no, that's a good
Yeah.
I like the idea of introducing like an instrument that's not even native to not just the genre, but like to the region, like a
Yeah.
Western instrument. That's a really good one. I've always wanted to play some kind of a brass instrument. I grew up on a lot of ska, but then also a lot of jazz and a lot of funk and a lot of music that has like heavy use of saxophones and trumpets and things. So I think I would probably want to learn how to play the saxophone. And I don't know if that has a place in pop punk, but we'll make one for it.
Technically not brass.
I mean,
Sorry.
technically you can make any, if you tune it right, you can make any instrument sound like another instrument, because I've heard a guitar sound like an accordion.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just did it.
There's so many
I just
pedals
did
and
a-
everything.
I just did a pop punk song with saxophone all over that shit. It's not released yet, but it's sick.
All right.
Okay,
Also to double down with Steven, my wife is was a state champion sax player, so she's always listening for sax, and
Yeah.
it's actually getting really popular again. In EDM, started putting it everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's actually getting a resurgence. There was a funny, I forget the name of it, but we saw a whole like it's a live. They do a live newspaper, and this guy did the history of the sax and how it got big in the 80s, and then it died out. But it's actually like now. I saw an article recently, like the sax is having its resurgence where it's everywhere again. So
Coming back.
you guys can bring it in. It's not going to be weird. You're going to just be like part of a trend now.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the sax.
Yeah, no,
resurgence.
I want to hear that. Yeah, Steven, after this, you'll just have to drop it in our DMs.
Dude,
unreleased-
I also fucking rap in it. So it's pretty nuts. Yeah.
What can't Steven do? You know what I mean?
There you go.
Man, come on.
Can you play what's the Japanese instrument? Can you play that? Let's get that next.
Somebody
Hey.
What?
What was the instrument you guys just said?
the Kodo.
Yeah. Can
Oh, the
Steven play
coda.
that as my next question?
Throw the kodo in.
We're gonna get all the instruments that don't belong together.
It's gonna be nuts.
All impressive.
Yeah.
All right, I'm muting everyone else so that we can all. We're just having way too much fun right now, and it's just getting started Friday night. So let's take it away with the fifth and final song, you guys.
All right. This last one is a Metallica song. No, this last one is our song Nosedive, which somehow became our most popular song for sure. It
I don't
was
know.
not the one that I thought it would, but
Here we are.
Yeah. So here it is. I don't like that. Oh, that'll do. All right, here we go. Ready? Yeah. She said, "Get going," with no sign of slowing up. And all the words I had were never quite enough. And I can't stand to see you waste another day. Potential in your bones will leave you if you stay the course into the bitter night. You betray the source because it's out of sight. No, I would like to tell you something in the wake of this, and I don't feel compelled for nothing as you said it. Hold your breath, brace your fall. You jump, you'll break through these walls. Now you catch, you recall, you let your struggles sink small. Hold your breath, brace your fall. You jump, you'll break through these walls. Now you catch, even crawl. When you slip, you'll sink in the water. Stop and start and go.
before it flows. This town could never do for you the things you need to make you move. The streets that narrow every day, the concrete blocks the entryway. Hold your breath, brace your fall. If you jump, you'll break through these walls. Now you catch, you recall. When you land, your struggles seem small. Hold your breath, brace your fall. If you jump, you'll break through these walls. Raise your head, even crawl. When you sit, don't sink in the water. Stop and start and go. A nosedive couldn't stop your road, even in the cold. A nosedive still would let you set it. Hold your breath, brace your fall. Jump, break through these walls. Now you catch, you recall. When you land, your struggles seem small. Hold your breath, brace your fall. Jump, break through these walls. Raise your head, even crawl. You sit and sink in the water. Pause with feet and readjust. You jump ahead with wanderlust. You check your sight below the sign.